Hey you guys, so currently I look like this because I am doing my hair right now, but I wanted to come with a vlog for y'all because I said I want to be a little bit more structured about my social media. So I'm trying to take the time out to make sure that I do vlogs and stuff like that, just a little bit more like consistently and stuff. I think I've been pretty damn consistent. I ain't gonna hold y'all can't take it away from me that I haven't been consistent, you know what I'm saying? But currently I'm trying to go ahead and braid my hair. I'm trying to get that done. I'm just looking a mess. I'm looking so dry. Let's try to open up this sunroof so we can get a little bit more light in here. But basically, you guys, oh lordy, today's vlog is basically I wanted to give you guys what are the positives and drawbacks of living in my car, because now May is almost finished. I did start living in my car in February, I believe. So come the end of, I guess, June, if I am still living in this car, I don't think I will be, but you know, we're hoping for the best. It would be about 5 months because it's been 4 months, right, that I've been living in my car. So I wanted to go ahead and give you guys the positives and drawbacks, but I want to start it off with saying where I got the idea from. So I've told the story pretty much. I need to go ahead and finish it, even though like basically y'all know the gist of it, but it's just kind of more add-ons of like what craziness happened that ultimately made me start living in my car. But basically with my situation, I decided to live in my car because I felt like I would just have a little bit more freedom. I felt like I would have a little bit more peace of mind and stuff like that living in my car, right? So basically where I got the idea from is I follow this YouTuber on here. My lips are so dry. I follow this lady on here named Mother Nature, right? Her name is Nat, and she is so freaking funny. Like, her whole YouTube is basically like her living in her car slash van, and it's so freaking chaotic. It's hilarious. But I got the idea from her because I would watch her and she seemed so happy. And she said she had been living in her car for about 3 years. And I think I watched a video with her the other day that said she was gonna stop. Like, she had basically be closing that chapter, ending her journey living in the car. But for me, basically, when I would basically be going through what I was going through and I would watch her videos, I would be like, you know what? I could do it. If she could do it, I could do it. And she been doing it for that long. Oh yeah, I damn sure could go live in my car, right? So I was trying to quietly prep. You know how people say the term quiet quitting? I was trying to quietly prep to start living in my car, just trying to figure everything out and all that, trying to get everything situated. And then there was just this big old blow up between me and my dad, and I ended up just saying, you know, fuck it. And I didn't initially really think I was gonna live in my car, but I did go over the day that me and my dad got into it. I went to a supposed friend. I'm saying supposed for a reason. I told the story, referred to the vlog. She had mold on her dishes. That's the story about what happened with that. But basically, I thought I was going to a friend, and then it just ended up being real weird. She was like talking to me slick. You know when people feel like they got the ups on you and they start talking to you kind of out the side of their neck on some weird shit, and it's like, girl, what? I've never given you energy like this. Why are you talking to me like that? But some people, they just can't wait till you down so they can start trying to kind of treat you any kind of way to make themselves feel better about themselves, and that's just how people stay. So it just is what the fuck it is. I will not be that girlfriend no more, because I feel like if you wait till somebody's down to start treating them any kind of way, that's just weird. Like, I don't really like that. So basically I went to her. I'd asked another supposed friend. She just wasn't going for it, and basically I learned the status of the friendship with her when things really blew up with the other girl. She ain't called to check up on me, nothing. But then you do stuff like that, and then when somebody's birthday come, you talk about happy birthday in the comments of a post. Like, girl, why would you even still tell me happy birthday and you not really being no friend to me? That's why I be saying stuff just be weird the way people be acting. And I don't know, call it overreacting, but if I'm going through something serious and you don't genuinely care, and then I post to social media that it's my birthday and now you talk about happy birthday, girl, what? Go away. So basically that happened like that. And after the whole blow up with the girl and her boyfriend just doing too fucking much over nothing, I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna live in my car. And I was kind of holding off waiting till I got access to my Roth IRA so that I could have that money in hand, right? So I started living in my car, and honestly, you guys, when I first started living in my car, it was liberation. I was happy. I was free. I had nobody trying to like irritate me, trying to bother me, trying to just, it was peace of mind for me, right? And it only started to be an issue with the fact that I had quit my job. But I didn't quit my job off back since I started living in a car. I had my job and they refused to let me work my job because I got injured and they wasn't paying me from the insurance company money, none of that. And I was going through all this hell with my dad. So then when I finally started getting money from like the insurance or whatever, it was just petty little amounts of money. And then on top of that, they didn't want to let me work on top of that. So I really was, it was just, I was going through it, right? And where it started to be an issue was that I couldn't pay my bills and I couldn't keep up with like my different stuff because I didn't have no money. So my brother ended up telling me that I should start doing Uber Eats. And I had used to mess with a guy. Well, I used to mess with this guy, and he was doing DoorDash and shit like that. And he would be doing it, and I would be like, trying to talk to him, and he would be like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. But truth be told, I think that guy was just like all guys, just being sneaky and trying to blame it on this and blame it on that, because just doing too fucking much. I want to do a vlog about that. But basically, I had never really thought about it, even though I had dealt with somebody that did DoorDash. So when I finally started doing it because my brother told me to do it, I was like, okay, it's a little bit of money, da 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 da. But then, you know, when you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, either you're going to do what you need to do or you going to just not. So basically, I saw that the Uber Eats really wasn't hitting the way it needed to. So I started to kind of overwork myself with Uber Eats, right? And basically, when I started to do hella hours with Uber Eats, I started to make the type of money I wanted. And I was like, okay, this vibing, because I think the most I had ever made on Uber Eats was like $1,200 or $1,300 from me, just like kind of having my own strategy, kind of figuring it. And that was within a week. So we're talking $1,200, $1,300 per week for Uber Eats. Now, seems like a lot of money, cool, fine and dandy. But the drawback with Uber Eats is that, what's it called? Basically, you're going to be spending so much money on gas, and then eventually the part that we're getting to is the car maintenance, right? Because I think I put my poor baby through a whole lot, because before I even started driving my car again, it had been sitting for a year because my dad didn't want to really fix my car. He wanted me to drive his car around. And when that all happened, it just ended up like, when a car sits, it's just gonna be more issues, right? So my dad didn't, and Tiger's sitting right here being annoying. My dad didn't really like let me drive my car for real, and he wasn't really trying to fix it. So with it sitting, it developed any little extra issues. And then now we're hitting the point of, okay, now I'm driving it every single day after it's been sitting for a year. Like, expect to have some issues, right? So now we're hitting the point where my car is stationary because it broke down. So I'm having issues with the electrical. I got issues with the fucking battery. I had to get a new transmission. Then the starter messed up. Like, just every issue possible under the sun. But basically, that has nothing really to do with living in the car. That's just my personal situation. So everybody's situation is going to be different. But my situation was what it was because I didn't have the job, because ultimately I went through hell with my family because I got the job at UPS trying to make extra money. But then I injured myself at UPS and they don't really give a fuck what I got going on. So for me, I'm not a big fan of staying where you're... See, Tiger's just being freaking annoying. I'm not a big fan... Get back there, Tiger. I'm not a big fan of staying where you're not appreciated, respected, or just you're not getting paid enough. Tiger, do not come up here. She'd be so annoying, y'all. So I'm not a big fan of staying where you're not respected, appreciated, or you're not getting paid enough. So there's just like, it's pointless to me. So for all the hell that I went through just to get that job at UPS, for them to turn around and not really care what I got going on, or the manager be rude while I'm going through hell on earth, living in a car, still trying to make it to work. And now I injure myself, and I'm telling y'all that I'm homeless, and y'all could just give me a paper to a homeless shelter and just revoke my access to the company, like won't let me work. So I was like, by the time they talk about, oh, are you coming back to work? I was like, nah, I'm not coming back to work. Like, for real. Because do y'all know the hell I went through to even have this job at home? With the fact that my dad didn't really want me having my own type of money and shit like that. So I go get this job just trying to pay down my debt. And he gives me hell since I got the job. Then he started giving me extra hell once I had my car fixed and I could move around in my car. So you know how that goes, just like you having your own freedoms and stuff like that. Now he feel like, oh, you don't have the same control. So basically, I wasn't gonna go back to working with UPS. I was just like, I gotta figure something else out. And I'm not gonna go back and do no other crazy shit, because I didn't really want to dance or anything like that. So I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So I was just kind of living off of my Roth IRA money, right? Just trying to balance it the best way I could. And then my brother gave me the idea to do Uber Eats. So basically, saying all that to say, everybody's situation is going to be different. But if you're living in your car and you have a job, oh, 100%, you're okie dokie, you're fine. But my situation was just like a special situation. So basically what I can say is, outside of all the little issues or whatever that I had with like getting money and maintaining my bills and stuff like that, I feel like living in the car / van or RV, whatever the hell you want to do it in, is actually low-key vibing. It's really just like an extended camping trip. And what I would do a lot of the times, I would literally go into Walmart in the camping section, and I would buy like camping gear type related stuff, like a thermos to keep liquids warm. And at one point I was cooking on my grill and stuff like that. Right now my storage is locked up, so I can't show y'all, but I used to kind of have little videos cooking on my grill and stuff like that. So I would treat it like a camping trip. And what I saw with the Mother Nature, with her videos, she would kind of talk about, well, you got to name this part of your car that, like, this got to be the kitchen, this got to be the closet and stuff like that, just, and you know, just whatever. So basically you got to be just a pinch of Delulu so you can get through whatever. And I mean, it's vibing. For me, like, the biggest issue that I would say is a drawback for living in the car is the kink in my neck that I get, like, from sleeping and stuff like that. And then apparently somebody told me that sleeping with your feet below your heart is not really good for you. So it's just whatever. But keep in mind that at first I had tiger and then I got panther. So my situation is completely different from a lot of people's situation. I'm sleeping in a car with dogs. It's not just sleeping in the car, you know? So at the end of the day, it's just a different type of situation. But the benefits I can say of sleeping in the car is that, so if you were working a job and you had like money flowing and stuff like that, obviously your situation would be different than mine. So the benefits of sleeping in the car is the saving the money on housing, basically. All you need to make sure is that you got your car insurance, and that's it. Like, you got your car insurance, you got money for gas, you're not spending money on light, water. Well, you will spend money on water on the back end, but it's just different type of thing. So basically, what I would do if I need to drink water, if I need to have water for washing my hands and stuff like that, then I'll even going to the dollar store and getting a jug like this, a gallon of water, and using that. But I also, like I used to tell you guys, I had a Planet Fitness membership. So if I need to use a bathroom, if I need to take a shower, if I just want to work out, if I want to be on the hydro bed, then I use my Planet Fitness membership. But outside of that, when it pertains to water, you can keep paper towels, you can keep baby wipes, you can keep a jug of water for drinking and washing your hands and rinsing anything off, right? Now the drawback is that you don't have refrigeration. That's why I did say that I do eat out a lot, or it would just be a matter of if you were able to find a way to correctly like power like mini refrigerator in the car. My mini refrigerator, the power bank that I have is just too weak to really power it, so I would have to get a stronger power bank. But I do have a mini refrigerator, but it's just not able to be powered by my power bank that I have. So that's why I would suggest, if you're going to live in the car, you get like a decent type power bank generator type vibe that can really power stuff, like a mini fridge and stuff like that. Because I would not be spending as much money. You guys, come on now. I would not be spending as much money if I was able to. Tiger. Y'all see how Tiger just loved picking with me about nothing? Literally just took her out to use the bathroom. So, Ty, come on now. So if I was able to power the mini fridge, then that would be perfectly fine. Tiger, like, y'all hear every time I get back to talking, it's almost like she don't want me to make my video. If I was able to power the mini fridge, that would be perfectly fine. But another thing that comes to, the only other thing that you need covers for your window or a car cover or whatever. Who is that, Panther or Tiger? I think it's Tiger. Tiger, it's you? Because you wagging your tail. What's the problem? What do you need? Here, take a snack. Tiger is literally like a toddler, y'all. Like, it's the worst. Here you go, Tiger. Good baby. Good baby. See? That's all you want. There you go. Good baby, Pam. So, yeah. You definitely save money on food and stuff like that if you have, like, some form of refrigeration. I keep baby wipes and paper towels in the car, like if my hands are really dirty and I can't get to go wash my hands. And then even still, like, you could just run into like a Walmart or near store and try to use the bathroom. I have realized that a drawback of being in the car is that sometimes when you need to use the bathroom, you go to these stores and they talk about, oh, we don't have a public restroom. That's definitely super annoying because I'm like, seriously, why? Like, it's not that serious. Let me see what's next. Another drawback is people being nosy. Like, when people catch on just a little bit or just peep the vibe that you not like, that you living in your car or whatever, they gonna be all in your fucking business. And I don't like that, because the thing is, no matter how much y'all might feel like I let people be in my business or I want people to be in my business because I post to social media and shit like that, literally in regular life where people don't know me, a lot of the time, it's just too much with a lot of these people. Like, if I'm trying to say like this, right? I've had a lady that worked at Planet Fitness before. I went into the Planet Fitness and my phone had died. And basically, she was like, where you going? Because I was walking past the sensor. And I was like, oh, sorry about that. Like, my phone died, but like, I've been in here all the time. Y'all see me all the time. And she was like, oh, you still got to scan your, what's it called? You still got to scan your thing. I was like, oh, okay. Well, then somebody else come to look up my membership in the system. So then, after they see that, yeah, okay, you got a membership, blah, 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 I go back, start walking away. And she's like, oh, so you're just using the bathroom today, miss? And she called my last name. And I'm like, bitch, what? Like, why would you even do that? Like, this is a gym for starters. So why are you feeling the need to look at Tiger back there in the background? Why are you feeling the need to put me on blast, basically, like tell everybody that I'm just here to use the bathroom, or just like whether I be here to work out or use the bathroom? Like, that was definitely like a nice nasty type thing for me. Like, and a lot of time I've realized that when people feel like they got some ups on me, they gonna take it. Like, I hate to say it, I don't know if everybody else is like that, but when anybody feel like they got the ups on me, bro, I've noticed they take that opportunity, bro. And it's so disgusting to me. Like, why you gotta try to, like, what was the point of even saying that? So I've definitely been in different situations where I'm like, people trying to put me on blast, just random shit. So people will definitely be in your business. That's a drawback. What's another thing? Sometimes if the Planet Fitness is like closing early that day or just whatever, then it's kind of frustrating. But I mean, that's why if you're gonna go take your bath for that day, you just go take your bath early and then you kind of rest early or whatever. It is a drawback at times. I literally, the other day, you guys, I got somebody basically kicking me out of the gas station parking lot because I was just too tired to drive. So I could have easily, like, one thing I noticed is Quick Trip definitely, I have fallen asleep in the Quick Trip parking lot a whole lot. Basically, it'd be hella people falling asleep in the Quick Trip parking lot. It's like a in and out, just same thing like with Planet Fitness. It's a lot of foot traffic. So I kind of just feel a little bit safer there. I don't want to say that's a recommendation because you never know what could happen in your area or whatever, but I definitely do see that Quick Trip is like a safe place for me. And apparently they are a safe place for runaways. You could see they got signs up that say safe place. So basically, I've fallen asleep in a Quick Trip parking lot a whole lot, but the other day I fell asleep in a regular gas station parking lot. And obviously I got the dogs with me, and if people walking up to my car and walking past my car, the dogs don't start barking, some man gonna come up talking about. And I think, you know, I'm not trying to be funny, but I think, you know, like how sometimes they got Jays that work at the gas station, like they're not really an employee, but you could tell they just be doing little shit to collect money here and there. You talk about, oh, you can't be here, did it? Like, I was like, okay. So I start getting up to like get ready to leave, and he just outside of my car just shouting at my car like, yeah, cause da 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 da. And I was like, okay. And he just kept talking and talking, like basically nagging me. And I'm like, okay. Like, what is it else is it that you want from me? He's like, yeah, you gotta tell somebody that. I'm like, bro, I was just too fucking tired after doing Uber Eats, so I fell asleep in the gas station parking lot. Now I'm waking up and you nagging me. Like, bro, nobody want to move into the fucking gas station parking lot. So that pissed me off, that situation. Like, between people being in your business and then sometimes like trying to find a safe place or a place where people won't fuck with you to sleep at and wake up at, like, that's a little bit of a drawback. The next thing is, let me see, the kind of crick in my neck, the fast food, needing to eat fast food because no refrigeration, finding a safe place to sleep. Other than that, y'all, there really is no drawbacks. Like, I can say that while living in the car and stuff like that, this is the most free I've ever really felt in my life, because I have felt so bogged down by bills and different stuff like that. And honestly, if I had like a decent paying job while living in the car, there would be no issues. But because I had put so much wear and tear on my car, and then it had been sitting for a year, and just all type of different situation, that's where my issues came in. But other than that, y'all, I really feel like living in a car can be the liberation that you seek if you have a decent income coming in. I would not suggest doing it if you don't have a decent income, because if you think you about to be doing Uber Eats all the fucking time, trying to make up the money, you're gonna put your car through way too much, and then you'll be like me right now, stationary. And basically the situation about to come to an end. I'm about to start making money again. I'm about to figure everything out. But my car just, I put it through too much. So you need a decent job if you're going to decide to live in a car. And I would say prepare well. Before you start, don't just jump out really and start living in a car. Like, prepare well. Like, I had to basically, a lot of my money, and it's all gone now, but a lot of my money that I had when I was able to clear the money out of my Roth IRA, I invested it into living in the car. So I know a lot of people will be like, okay, if you had that Roth IRA money, why didn't you just hop into a new apartment? Because I didn't want an apartment. I wanted to live in my car. Because I said I was going to try to live in my car for like a year or two, because I just wanted to kind of stack money and just kind of figure everything out, and just, you know, just different change of scenery, you know, and start moving around, traveling, road tripping and shit like that. But the way that my situation went, it just wasn't for me to stay in here for that long. So it's coming around to be about 5 months, and I'm done with my journey because I can't do it no more. But I would say, if you're going to decide to live in your car, no matter your situation, prepare well. Make sure you're saving your money. Make sure you figure out your like financial situation. Don't just hop into the car and think that you about to use Uber Eats, because that so all over the place. Honestly, another big thing for me, if I hadn't been living in my car with my dogs, it would be a lot of a bigger, like, different situation. I probably would be able to live in there longer too, but Tiger has just been screwing the car up because she's a puppy, and then on top of that, like, it's not really the best circumstances to be living in a car. If it was just Panther, maybe, but with Tiger, Tiger is hell on earth, y'all. And so, honestly, there are limited benefits. No, there's many benefits, but there's limited drawbacks, in my opinion. But it all depends. Your situation will make things different for you, right? Everybody's situation is going to be unique. Because I know some people that's been living in a car for a minute and don't want to stop. I've met people that live in a car, live in a storage unit on this journey. It's just been so much different shit. So your situation is unique to you. and you'll figure it out, honestly. But I wish everybody the best of luck with whatever they try to do, because this has been a little bit mental wear and tear on me. Because what I can say is that in my pursuit to kind of get away from my family and like their toxicity or whatever, one thing I realized is that when you get away from toxicity, you don't realize how bad you have it until you leave. Like, I have definitely been hit with a lot of random emotions, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness and different stuff, because I didn't realize kind of how weird or bad my situation was until I really left it. And I think the anger or the sadness comes from a place of, how did I allow myself to endure that for that long, you know? So it's just different levels to everything. That's why I say everybody's situation is going to be unique. And if you decide to stay in your car, whether it be to save money or to get away from a toxic situation or just whatever, or even if like you're losing your place and you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to go live in my car just to do whatever, then everybody's situation is going to be different. But for me, I've been going through so much mentally and stuff like that just because of just the nature of my life, not necessarily me living in the car. So everything is going to be unique to you, you know? And you do what works best for you. All I can do is wish y'all the best. Would I say I would really recommend it for real to start living in your car? And not necessarily. It's kind of like a stepping stone type vibe. I could definitely say it's like a stepping stone. If my circumstances were different, if I didn't have my dogs, if I had like a good income, would I recommend living in a car? Yes. Yes, I would. Definitely would. But my situation is unique to me, so just figure out what works best for you. That's what I always recommend people do. Just figure out what works best for you, and don't let anybody try to convince you what they feel like is going to work best. Because whether you think it or not, I truthfully feel like, this is going to sound weird, whether you make a bad decision, supposedly, or a good decision, that was the best decision for you. Because I don't believe that a life lived is one where somebody else is controlling everything that you have going on. Like, when my dad, I would be like, oh, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of, just having whatever, like, teen crises, like, trying to figure out what you want to do with your life. And he's like, you need to, you don't know what you're doing because you need to just do what I tell you to do. You need to become me. Let go of who you are and just become me. Do what I tell you to do, and just da-da-da-da. Basically in service to him, to help better his life, not really worrying about my own. He feels like, basically, if I help him better his life, then that will better my life. Which is just like, no. So that's why I say everyone's situation is different. And you might be going through different stuff mentally with yours. I was going through different stuff. So that's why I felt like there was liberation in me deciding to live in the car. Because I don't know if it's me being Aries. I don't know if it's just me, just whatever. Because, some people be like, Zodiac's got nothing to do with it. But yeah, I just couldn't take it anymore of somebody trying to tell me I need to give up on who I am in service of them. Especially somebody who did not raise me, who has not been there for me. Like, none of that. My mom dies and you just decide that I'm supposed to live for you. Like, sir, no. It's not going to go down that way, sweetheart. No, thank you. So, yeah. That's the end of this vlog, y'all. I'm going to finish my hair, and I will talk to y'all later.